Welcome to a new episode of the D.Fos podcast, featuring Pastor Dewayne McCoy and Pastor Adrienne Wright-McCoy of the Foundation Christian Center, a kingdom foundation.
Yeah, I think Jake said it like this. He said, being a pastor is the only job you can lose for being human.
Being human. Yeah. Okay.
Only God is all knowing.
Okay.
You know, like we don't have all of the answers.
All right, the D.Fos podcast, episode 10, with Senior Pastor Dewayne McCoy and co-pastor Adrienne Wright-McCoy. How y'all doing?
We good.
Good.
I appreciate y'all coming. I definitely appreciate y'all taking. I know y'all busy as pastors, man, running your ministry and everything. So I definitely appreciate you coming. I wanted to reach out to you a while back when I said I definitely got to be one of the the guests I had on, and then I said, you know what, we need to bring Adrienne on too. Right. You know what I mean? Because it's a whole union. You know, that's why I called it, titled it a Kingdom Foundation. Right. You know what I mean? To play on the foundation and the kingdom. So, like what y'all doing, man. I've been rocking with y'all ministry. You know, we've been friends before and everything. So, just want to get into a little bit of your story. What y'all got going on, past, present, future, and how we came to this part. But first thing I want to start out is your Vegas roots. Both of y'all was born here, right?
No. I was actually born in Tallulah.
Tallulah, I think I remember that. Okay.
Born in Tallulah.
Good old Tallulah, huh?
Yeah. Everybody know everybody.
Yeah, how did you get to Vegas then?
Actually, I came out, young, trying to have a record deal, met somebody that came down through that way, said they had a studio, you know what I mean? I thought I was Bobby Brown and different things like that. Yeah. You know, I wanted to do my thing. You know?
How old was you when you hit Vegas?
I hit Vegas, maybe 18, maybe
18. Fresh buck,
maybe,
man.
Yeah. I was green.
Wow, man. That's Louisiana. You still got people down there?
Everybody down
really?
there. Moms and brothers and everybody's out here though, but a lot of people out here from Tallulah. That many people out here.
So there's a big Tallulah connection, it seems. I remember Tallulah too, and all the little
I used to go to the club. I used to go to Tallulah too. You know what I'm saying? The Elks right there.
Yeah. You see all your folks there, huh?
Yeah. Everybody. All the ushers and greeters up there.
Man. And Adrienne, you was originally born here, right?
Yes, I was born and raised.
Born and raised.
Did a little traveling through the military, but this is home.
It's home.
It's home.
Yeah. Okay, that's home. That's good, man. And how did y'all meet? I know y'all go back, but how did y'all meet? Y'all been married for how long now?
9 years now.
9 years, okay.
I was waiting for him to answer.
You know what I'm saying? Count my fingers and toes.
Praise God, man. Praise God. Y'all almost at that 10 piece, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
May 12th.
Yeah.
May 12th. Really?
Yes.
Wow. Coming up?
Yes.
Coming up.
We'll be 10 years.
Wow. I remember Sharonda did it, and I had another party that night because I couldn't go, but I remember she always helping us set it up, but I remember that, man.
Yeah.
Dang, it don't seem like 10 years.
Yeah, it's 10 going on 50.
Well, you're going on 50.
David, I don't know if you remember, you actually made this CD.
The CD, I still got that CD.
So do we.
Yeah.
And so many people was like, man, that CD was
because y'all gave me the songs, and I'm like, yeah, okay,
yes.
I'm feeling this. We make a master of that, man. Let me put that in, man. Yeah. That's crazy, man. So I know we all everybody in this room, even James here, we all got a common denominator, and that's New Antioch Christian Fellowship and Pastor Parson.
Amen.
So take us back to that story, that era, man. When y'all who hit the church first? Who was in the church first?
I don't know. We've often discussed that, and I think it was so close to the same time.
Really?
I don't remember. To be honest, like I knew that Dewayne was at New Antioch, but I didn't see him. I was at a place in my life. I was going for me. Yeah. And so everything else was almost shut out. I don't remember.
Like it's a blur. Like
yeah.
That's good that you because I was going for me as well.
Right.
And what I often do when I tell people how we met is that we were in the same church for years, but I didn't see her until God had prepared me for a wife. Okay. You know what I mean? Okay. So we in the same facility, we doing the same things, but God didn't allow me to see who she was or the wife that she is until He had prepared me.
It was time. How long do you think that was? Like between ball, you think ballpark, like it's like you knowing somebody there, but you ain't really looking at them like that because you ain't really on that way.
It was years.
It was years. It was like years. It was years.
4 or 5 years. It was years.
Was she even on the radar? Was it either one of y'all on each other's radar? Like, I might check him out.
No. It wasn't like that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I had some stuff I had to sever and finish off myself personally before you can move forward with anything else. You know what I mean? So God does things decent and in order.
Right.
That's how he does it.
Right. He does. And once again, they pastors of the Foundation Christian Center.
Yes.
And they've been pastoring for how long at the Foundation Christian Center?
6 years now.
6 years. Okay. Congratulations on that, man.
Thank you.
On that.
That's God.
Yeah, man. And so, where did y'all start out in the ministry? What positions did y'all start out in? Like, what did
at New Antioch or with the Foundation?
New Antioch.
At New Antioch, I was just glad to be a pew member, Doc. I was beat up when I fell up in the
man.
Oh my God! Man. Braids hadn't been done in like weeks.
Yeah. That Meek Mill looking braid.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking like.
I remember when I first seen you, dude. It was like a play or something, right? And you came. I don't know if you remember this, but you came out. I'm a hustler, baby. I said, now who is this cat? Man? But it was so raw and real. Right. I felt you. I said, he bring the little street element into it. I said, I felt him. But you came out with the energy on stage. I said, man, I don't know who this cat is, but I'm feeling him. Right. And you've been true to the game ever since.
Man, I remember doing that. I don't remember the play, but I remember
that. You came out and I'm like, man, who is this cat?
Crazy part. Everybody, all the church folks do the lyrics.
Yeah. I remember that though, man.
But yeah, I slid in there and I needed to heal when I came to Antioch.
Yeah.
And so I got there and I just took my seat and I sat and when I finally decided, the first thing I started doing was the Petronilla classes.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah.
And that's how that's when Dr. Parson kind of God showed her who I was, you know. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to be on the praise and worship team.
Okay.
Yeah, but I got cut. You know what I'm saying?
Did you?
Yeah, she cut me. I was singing. She cut me, man.
Really?
She cut me, man.
Man.
Tell them why.
That's why. Yeah, why?
It don't matter why she cut me. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. She cut me out.
Respectfully cut you.
Yeah, she told me, she said, when I got up there and I auditioned, she set me, you know, she had a seat, she hit on the seat next to her. Hey, come sit right here.
Yeah, baby.
Come sit right here.
Come bring it soft to you.
Yeah. She said, God says you're done with that stage of ministry for praise and worship and stuff.
I got to fire you.
Because I had done that already.
Okay.
You know, before I even got to New Antioch. That was my life. That's what I did.
Okay.
But he didn't send me there for that, and that's what she told me.
Okay.
You know,
so she made the visionary choice. She knew.
She saw it. He showed her what was next, and so he had to put me have me in a place where I could accept that and move forward.
Okay. Was it a bitter pill to swallow?
Oh yeah, it was like drinking dirt. You know what I mean? I told you I wanted to be background. I wanted to be background.
That is crazy. That is crazy. And Adrienne, what about you when you started out? Was you always, I know you've been a worship leader, was you always?
Absolutely not.
No,
I came for the very same reason. I was in a bad, dark place.
Okay.
When I came to New Antioch, I figured out later that I was hiding in plain sight, but because of who my family was and who my mom was, everybody always had these expectations of me that I never wanted to live up to.
And I didn't feel like
I could. And so it was difficult. So I sat for a while, and I healed through God. Like He allowed me to sit and heal, and then we had praise and worship auditions, and everybody kept saying, "You gonna try out?" And I didn't really want to.
But did you kind of like knew you had it? No, I know, really? Okay.
No, I didn't because, you know, you go through these ups and downs in church, and so I knew that I was born into it. You ever been born into it? I was born into it, but I didn't really know who I was or what I had.
Okay. So it takes a while to go through and figure out who I am.
Absolutely. I tell you, there were times when if Antone or Pastor Antone or Pastor Erica asked or Pastor Deshaun asked me to lead a song, I'd be like, Really? But if they told me out of obedience, I did it.
Okay.
They quickly found out that they couldn't ask me. They just had to tell me you're going to lead this song.
What you call it? Voluntold. Voluntold. Yeah, you're going to lead this song. Yeah, you're going to lead this song. Yeah.
That's it.
And back then, y'all had a dream team.
Oh, man.
Y'all had like, the starting five are like, y'all in a squad, huh?
Yeah. It was deep up in there.
It was deep.
There was a lot of learning. Y'all was growing together, and a lot of
Absolutely.
Man, that's crazy, man. Good times, man. Why do you think? And I'll let each of y'all answer this. Why do you think it takes so long for us, not for God to call us, but maybe for us to listen? Like, what do you think takes so long, man?
You want to go first?
I think some of it is we like the stuff that keep us away from God. Like we enjoy it, and we don't want to. Sometimes we don't want to get our stuff up. You know what I'm saying? We try to find a way to compromise and say, "Let me keep this,"
and I can still.
Absolutely. So I think a lot of it is just preference, and we like what we like.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ain't nobody gonna know. I can still
do
my thing.
Absolutely.
And even when it comes to us, sometimes it's more. We have our own plans for our life.
Mm-hmm.
And then when God calls you, it doesn't look like what you want. You know what I mean? So it's like opening. It's like my son. I bought him this Christmas gift. He was asking for it. I got him. I spent all his money on this game, and he opened it up. He said, "It's not the right one, Dad, but thank you." You know what I'm saying? But
it's something like that.
It ain't quite right. So it ain't quite what we want. But the truth of the matter is, as you go on, we find out that it's exactly
it's
what
the
we
best
need.
thing we need.
Right. We don't want it, but we need it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Kind of tough accept. I guess at some point you got to just accept the call.
You got to accept
it. Accept
right.
it. Yeah. That's crazy. Adrienne, if I can ask you, what is the difference between First Lady versus co-pastor? Is it a line? I mean, like, because First Lady just kind of chilling, with co-pastor you really got a real part in pastoring with your husband. What do you think the big difference is between that?
In the traditional church, the First Lady, maybe she didn't do that much, but at the Foundation Christian Center, there wasn't a big difference for me because because of who I am, I was created to do this.
Right.
And so even from just being the First Lady to being a pastor, the only thing that I could see different is how the people receive me. It had nothing to do. I still did the same work.
Okay.
I still felt the same way. I still supported my husband. That's all it was. For me, that's all it was.
Some people they need to have that title.
To have it,
to be able to respect.
Feel value.
Right.
That's crazy, man. What was the motivation or drive behind starting the Foundation Christian Center, and how did y'all come up with the name?
Truth of the matter is, when it came to starting the Foundation Christian Center, I didn't want to do it. You know what I mean? Not a chance in the world. I said, I
know it ain't an easy thing, bro. I can't imagine, bro.
No.
I know.
We didn't want to do it. We said, I've done so much while in New Antioch, so I've seen the work. And knowing the work, knowing the pressure, knowing all these things, it's something that you absolutely have to be called to do. And Dr. Parsons saw it on me, and she was encouraging me, and it had to get to a place where it settled in my spirit. But it's absolutely nothing I wanted to do. New Antioch is a well-oiled machine. Why are we going to leave the dream team to go out and try to struggle to start all over?
Did you feel a push to do it, or do you feel like I got to do it? I remember you said something like, well, if I don't like the rules in my mama's house, I got to go get my own house. This
was the final thing how it hit me. I remember watching leadership, and Dr. Parsons, my spiritual mom, I love her. I watched things she do.
Shout out to Pastor Parsons.
Absolutely. Yes. I watched the things that she do. She would make these decisions, and I found myself getting upset about the decisions she made, and I was disagreeing. Well, she should. I don't think she should have did that. I think she should have done this. I don't think she should have moved this way or moved that way. I think she should have moved this way. And I woke up one morning and I was having a conversation with God, because I talk to God like we talk
all day long.
All day long. I said, Lord, what's wrong with me? I feel disrespectful. I feel ungrateful because everything that I am, she poured into me. You understand what I'm saying? And here I am disagreeing with everything that she's doing right now. And God said to me plain as day, He said, because you're a grown man in his mama's house. So you're a grown man in his mama's house, and you're getting upset about decisions she's making in the house I gave her.
Yeah.
He said, you should have moved out. Right, in your mama's house. He said, you should have moved out a long time ago. I said, oh, okay, I got you now. I get that.
It got clear.
It's clear, you know what I mean? Because after a while, you know, you got adult children, they come stay with you. After a while, you know, it can only be one king in the castle. It can only be one queen in the castle.
All day.
And God was doing something in me. But the beautiful part is that Dr. Parsons saw it already. You know, but God had to get me to a place where it made sense to me.
Okay.
Where it makes sense to me.
Okay. Now, was y'all leave when y'all left? Was y'all married when y'all left or no?
Yes.
Yes. Did y'all feel like the pressure, like we leave and our safety net, or coming? Did y'all feel like we just busting into a new thing? How was that, Adrienne? If you want to speak on that, did you feel like
it was tough? I was because like we said, like at New Antioch, I had became the worship leader, and it was good. Like there was responsibility, but it was the minimum, like this corner of the responsibility.
Right. I ain't got the full
so
load.
to know that you going from that to now the full responsibility lies on your shoulder, because the truth of the matter is we're married and we're one. So regardless of whether I feel like I have something, if he's called, so am I. And so we have to go together. And so it was one of the most bittersweet things I ever experienced. I was like, God, but why do we have to do this? We good. We doing what you asked us to do. And so it was very bittersweet. And I think the most thing was that I felt like I didn't look like the typical first lady, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't act like based on church, based on religion, based on church, based on.
We're in a new era, though.
We are definitely in a new era, and that's Pastor Parsons was very, very helpful in reminding me that God created me to be who I am, and that's all He expects back from me is who He created me to be. And so it took some of the pressure off, but I tell you, it was absolutely bittersweet.
And I like y'all because y'all authentic, man. Y'all a dope couple, for real. Me and my wife, man, you know, it's certain couples we vibe with and rock with, and y'all one. It's a couple, but y'all, because y'all authentic. You truly who you are. And I think that's what God does. He makes us the best version of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't got to try to be nobody else. You just got to be you. If I could parlay into, what are some of the biggest misconceptions about being senior pastors? Just name a few, maybe.
Go ahead, there's a couple of them.
I think that for me is that the senior pastor knows everything.
Okay.
Only God is all knowing.
Okay.
You know, we don't have all of the answers. We can get them for you, but just the responsibility that the people place on you, just trying to stay in a place where you can hear God. People aren't nice.
And they aren't. Yeah.
People don't care.
Yeah, they pretty.
People are inconsiderate. Not everybody, but you know, hey, we live in a real world. We live in a real world where people have real issues, and just to not allow people to put you in a place where you can't maintain, and just to really stay obedient to God. But I think it's just, like I said, just being okay with not being all knowing.
For me, it's people don't believe the senior pastor is a person. You know what I mean? I think I said this before. They always want you to be Batman. They don't want you to, you know what I'm saying?
You can't see Bruce Wayne.
They don't want to see Bruce Wayne.
Who is this dude?
Right. You know, Bruce had a Bentley. They want to keep him in the Batmobile. You know what I'm saying? He had a mansion. They want to keep him in the cave. You know?
Don't leave your cape. They got one for you.
Don't leave your cape. You know, you can't put your cape in the cleaners. You know, it's a kiss
Real talk, man.
I think Jake said it like this. He said, being a pastor is the only job you can lose for being human.
Being human, yeah, that's true. And it's tough to deal with that. And I know you got to deal with situations and stuff in real time. You know what I mean? Man, and then we in the, tell my wife is, we in the people business.
Right.
It's so, you know what I'm saying? It's so crazy. They recognize the gift, but they don't. I think they don't recognize the fragileness of the vessel. You know what I mean? Like I'm still a human. You know what I mean? So
and you're human, called to be pastor, called to be leader, leading people who have yet to discover who they are. And so you're leading hundreds of people who are consistently changing as they move.
As they move, right.
As they move.
Growing and evolving.
Right.
Yeah, I never thought about that part.
And so you'll be blessed to get 20% to become who they are. And now that's 20% fewer people you have to worry about changing up on. You know what I mean?
Okay, and that's a small percent.
That's a small percent.
A small but huge.
Small but huge. I take that dub.
Yeah, it'll take it all day.
Let me get that.
All day.
And you know what? I remember Pastor Sharonda, your wife, she told us something that Pastor Parsons, she passed on. That's a good thing about having family. Church family, because we can pass things along. Like, let me help you out. She says as the people move here and here, you only got to remain consistent and don't move with them.
Because people are fickle, man. Like with everything, get church hurt and get bit and all the other man.
And there's nothing that you can really do about that. I remember Pastor Parsons, she said, it's not you that they're rejecting, it's God.
It's God. Yeah, I've heard.
So if they don't listen to God, like what they don't listen to?
I'm gonna tell you what, the greatest statement I heard about church hurt was made by I heard Pastor Lamont said it. He said, what does church hurt have to do with kingdom business? I said,
like get your feelings out of it.
Get
your feelings out of it. That's big, man. That's big. I never thought about it like that, man. You know. And so, how did y'all come up with the name, the foundation? Expound on that a little bit. Was it the first name? Did y'all go through an iteration of names, or is it the first and final? Like how
I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all.
Keep it 100, man. You always do that.
That's all I do. You know, I was, I'm a big music fan. I love music. I love all kinds of music. And when I tell people this, they don't know what to do sometimes, because I was listening to the Ghetto Boys. You know what I'm saying? The Ghetto Boys.
Which album?
It was the last one. It was the last one. Willie D said he had to call, you know what I'm saying? He called Brad, said, I'm broke. I need to get some things happening, right? The name of the project was called The Foundation.
I do remember.
Exactly. Exactly. Wow. And the truth of the matter is, he gave some. Willie D was giving some real hard truth up in there. You know, a lot of young cats listen to rap, but they don't hear him.
They don't hear it.
They don't hear it. You know, he had a cut called "The Secret Is to Win," and he was walking the next generation through how to go through all this game, the streets, and all this, and yet still come out as a winner, because you can't keep doing anything. But I love the concept of the project, and that title has stuck with me. The foundation, it just stuck with me over time, because it was years. That project came out years before the ministry started. Absolutely.
Was Bushwick still around then?
Bushwick was still around. They came back together.
They came back. Okay, right. I think like the reunion project, right?
Exactly.
I got you. Wow, I would have never thought the story.
Nobody would have thought.
Well, I said, maybe he had a masonry background. I was trying to figure it out. It's a solid name.
We tell it.
It's solid, man.
You know,
it's definitely solid. Good story, man. And speaking on that, what would you think about your brand of ministry? I love it. Because people, you're known for being raw and real. I call it the uncut gospel.
Gotcha.
I mean, uncut, no cut on that thing.
Ain't no cut on that thing. Blue magic.
So
you got a brand.
What would you say about that brand? Because it resonates with a lot of people. I know one time you said, we have hood and have holy. I think I described half the church in there. You know what I mean? So how do you feel about that? Is it just who you are? I mean, because y'all be yourself, but it resonates so much with people, man.
I often say that our church is hood. You know what I mean? And it's not urban. It's hood.
It's hood.
And hood isn't a race. Hood isn't a demographic. It's got nothing to do with your finances.
Nothing to do with it.
It's a mentality.
Mentality.
You know what I mean? You can have a multi. Jay-Z can sit up in the church because he's hood.
He's hood.
Hood. But if you're looking at his money in the circles he travel in, you'll get that confused.
Right.
And so it's just a mentality, and it's just we're not here to impress anybody. We're here to give you the raw, uncut truth, and our goal is always to get people to find themselves in the text.
Within the text.
I need you to find yourself in the text, and I need you to understand that you're not always David in the text.
Right. Well, not always. Right.
You might be Goliath in the text.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's true.
Exactly. And so everybody wants to see themselves as a hero, but most of the time, you're the woman at the well. You know what I mean? You're the one out there with all them husbands and all that. Find yourself in the text, and Paul said it like this. He said, I become all things to all people so that I may win them for Christ. And so there's a generation of people that need to hear it, how God has given it to us to give it to them. Yeah. And we don't change that up for anybody. Some people may come in there and say, y'all, they ain't saved up in there. Yeah. And it's okay. You can go over there where, you know what I'm saying?
You can go find your place,
Right. Go find your place. But that's just who we are, you know. My wife over there trying to look and say what else I'm going to say.
Yeah. But I think I just love y'all just being y'all. I remember when y'all was on Martin Luther King, he said, we like 15 steps away from the liquor store. And the fish place next door. We in between both of them, you know. So that's good. I see y'all moved back to the original old. But how was that, man? What brought that decision on?
Man,
and y'all decked it out too, man. Shout out to the coffee shop. Y'all like totally, man. It's a vibe in there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's a vibe in there.
We got back over there, and I was wrestling. We had originally, to be honest, I never wanted a church on the West. I didn't want to be on the West because the West was covered. God send me somewhere where they need something else at. So we were on MLK. And I started getting a tug to go back to the east over that.
And then that just happened to be available too, huh?
It was in foreclosure. The bank had took it over.
Really?
And I had been trying for about a year to get up in there, and we were looking at buildings all over the place. And then the guy called us, and the people didn't want to release it to us, and we went into prayer, man. We went into prayer. God told us to march around that building.
They didn't want to release it to you?
They didn't want to give it to us. We marched around that building 7 times. He was like the walls of Jericho.
Man.
And they gave us the lease. They gave us everything we needed to move forward. But it was because God ordained it.
Wow, that's phenomenal, man. So it wasn't just a slide right in.
Nothing has been a slide right in for the ministry. It's been you got to work for it. You got to work for it.
But that makes it even more gratifying when
it does.
Fight through it and pray through it and stuff like that. Yeah.
I think the amazing thing about being able to go back into that building is it's where I was reintroduced.
Okay.
Yeah.
To Christ.
God.
Okay.
And it's where we were introduced to
as a couple.
Yeah,
exactly.
It was so many memories, and it's like it all worked
just
together.
Going through those doors.
Let me tell you,
feel something.
That was the first time I did worship, like just to step on that stage. Like the first time I stood on that stage, like I almost lost it. I could have sung all day.
That is great.
And so it was totally. We know that it was God. It was. It's been amazing.
Yeah, it's like brought you back to where it started.
Exactly.
Full circle. Full circle. Yeah.
That was the first place I preached too.
Really?
Yeah. Officially.
Remember your first sermon, man? Like, you came a long way since there.
First one, Pimp for a Purpose.
Ooh. That sounds right up your alley. That sounds right up your alley. Wow, man. Adrienne, do you have a